Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Battlefield 3 commentary, and this is going to be another episode of Shooting the Shit. I believe this is going to be episode 6 now. Episode 5 came out like last week or some shit like that. But last week we were talking about girls eating tampons and this girl who banged the dog and shit. Like, it was just, if you didn't see last week's episode, go check it out. Interesting topics indeed. This week we're going to be starting off with interesting topic as well. And you've heard of jailhouse tats, right? I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. Prisoners going into prison, they come out and they have jailhouse tats all over them. They have a tattoo of whatever gang they were in prison. Because when you go to prison, when you're locked up, in America at least, I'm not sure how it probably, maybe it's the same in a lot of other countries, but I'm not gonna just go out and say it's the same in every country. And me myself, I've never been to prison. Have I known people that have gone to prison? Yeah. I've seen a shit ton of prison documentaries as well. That's something that YouTube is never short of. If you're ever bored on YouTube, just go look up random documentaries. They have documentaries on every single war, on freaking prison, on anything you wanna maybe learn about, or just you're interested in watching, or maybe you're just bored and want to watch something. Go on YouTube and watch some documentaries, or hell, even movies. Like I always say, YouTube has like this secret Netflix. You just look up Bad Boys 2 or whatever movie you want to see. Tears of the Sun, maybe they have it. Maybe they even have Inception, and in the recommended area of YouTube on the side of that video or on the side of that movie will be a shit ton of other movies, and that's like the hidden Netflix inside YouTube. So check it out one of these days. But anyways, in the U.S. prison system, when you go into jail, you have to like join this. You either join a gang or you're on your own. You join the gang for the protection. That way if you're beat up, you have guys that'll back you up. If you're on your own, if you're beat up, you're beat up. That's it. If you get ass raped in prison, if you get ass raped in the showers, you get ass raped in the showers. But if you're in a gang, maybe they'll back you up and stuff like that, because there's always like this type of revenge. So guys get tattoos of like their gangs and stuff, maybe things that have meanings to them and shit like that. But now this topic is gonna be about middle school tattoos. And I know what you guys are, what the middle school tattoos? I'm not even sure if that has like a nice flow to it. Middle school house tattoos? You say jailhouse tattoos, you can't really say middle school house tattoos. So anyways, this boy goes to school and he comes home with a tattoo. And he states that he got it during school recess. That's just that's some crazy stuff. I just picture these kids on the schoolyard, while the teacher has his or her back turned or something, or maybe they're at this part of the schoolyard where it's like, I don't know, the teacher can't see them from whatever. It doesn't matter. But I just picture them, and they're giving each other tattoos. It's just, what the I've never heard of that. I've never ever heard of a kid going to school and getting a tattoo in school. Never heard of that. This is the first time I've ever heard of some shit like that. I'm not even sure how many times this might have happened in the past, but that's some crazy stuff. And it's not like a tattoo that's like, this crazy awesome looking tattoo with like these designs and stuff like that. Me personally, I'm not into tattoos. I'm not into piercings. I'll probably never get a tattoo or a piercing, but there are tattoos out there that do look cool. My opinion on tattoos and piercings, I don't see the point of that. Putting jewelry on yourself, I don't see the point of that. But my opinion on tattoos is that it's like a painting. If I was to put up a poster on my wall or something like that, in a few years I'm gonna want to take it down. That's just the way it is. I don't feel as though there's a mark I could put on my body that I would want to leave up forever. There's just nothing. I would even get like my mom's name tattooed on me. If I need to tattoo my mom's name on me to remember her, there's a problem. But this kid gets a tattoo in school, and like I said, the tattoo wasn't like this amazing looking design. It's his name on his wrist, and it kind of looks like an engravement. Like if you don't know what an engravement is, it's like when they heat up that metal, whatever. I'm not sure the exact terminology for the tools used, but it's like, I know it's a blowtorch that they use to heat it up, and they have like this metal rod with some sort of like design on it. They heat it up, they put it against your skin, and you're engraved. They do that to cows. I know on some farms they engrave cows on their ass or something like that to put a serial number on them, so that way they know which cow is which. But it looks more like an engravement than a tattoo on the kid, and it's his name. And that's just some crazy shit. Like, if I had a kid, my son or daughter or whatever, and they come home with a tattoo, and they say that they got it during school recess, and they're in middle school, I'm pulling them the fuck out of that school, because that school is turning into a prison. You know, soon enough we're gonna hear about kids getting ass raped at school or some shit like that by other kids, and it's mind-boggling to me, because I've never heard of this happening. I don't know. Have you ever heard of a kid getting a tattoo during school recess? No, I've heard of high school kids after school going to like a tattoo parlor and getting a tattoo behind their parents' back and stuff like that. And they're underage, so that would be illegal unless the kid is 18 in high school, which is a very high chance of that being. Maybe he's a senior, he's 18, he could get a tattoo then. If you're 18 and you're a freshman, then you have issues. And you know, it goes up from there. But it's just it's mind-boggling, because it's like it kind of reminds me of the way you look at the world today, and you see so many young girls getting pregnant like during high school pregnancy, teen pregnancy. It seems like it's going through the roof, right? It seems like teen pregnancy is like at an all-time high, and it seems like getting pregnant is like this cool thing today. Like, if it's cool to get pregnant, like if it's cool to have a child. And it's interesting, because you start thinking how this world is going to be in another few decades or whatever, because you got basically babies raising babies, children raising children. It's not going to, the quality of the generation seems like it's just going to diminish to the point where there's just no standards, you know, there's no morals or something like that. It just feels like it's going to go that way. It feels like we're heading down that route, and it feels like there's no way of stopping it. It's like, if you look back in the days, right? If a girl had sex before marriage, it was highly looked down upon, right? Nowadays, it's like, if a girl has sex before marriage, it's nothing, you know? As a matter of fact, a lot of times people encourage it. And it's like, kids are losing their virginity at like 12 and stuff like that, and it's just it seems like the morals are just diminishing, the standards are just diminishing. Like, people have no respect for themselves, no respect for each other, no respect at all. And speaking of respect, you go on the streets these days, you got kids like just treating their parents like shit, treating their cursing out their moms, cursing out their dads and stuff like that. And it's just like, gets to a point where you just sit back and you think, how the hell is this world going to be in another 50 years if we keep going down this route? Is it going to get to the point where it's no longer child abuse, where the parents are abusing their child, but it's going to be flipped, where the child is abusing their parent at a certain age? You know, is that the way it's going to be? Because if it is, then, man, I don't know how much longer this world's going to stay afloat, you know? It's crazy when you start thinking about this stuff. And it's kind of scary too, but at the same time, everything has a flip side, right? It could go the opposite direction, where morals start getting higher. You know, people start, they look at this and they actually start to think, maybe. You never know. It could go that way, where people stand back and say, wait, is this really how we want to be? And then they start changing, and then morals start getting higher. You know, maybe it's going to be like a roller coaster. Right now we're at the all-time low. And in 50 years, it could be the complete opposite, where it's back to where if you had sex before marriage, it was a bad thing. You know, it's back to teen pregnancy not being at an all-time high. And it's back to, you know, parents being parents and not just blaming everything else but themselves. You know, with school shootings, they blame video games. With whatever, they blame this, they blame that instead of themselves. Maybe it'll go back to being the way it used to be, where parents actually had to be parents. And it's interesting when you think about all this, you know? Maybe it could go one direction, maybe it could go another direction. At the end of the day, there's really nothing you could do about it. Whatever happens, one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard was from Generation Kill. There's a part where Sergeant Brad Colbert comes out, and he starts talking about what happened. And what happened was that they were looking over this hamlet, and there was women and children there. And then Marines come around, and after one Marine starts firing, the rest open up, and they completely destroy this hamlet over nothing. And Pope, which is I think I'm not sure if it's Pope or Poke, because sometimes you can't tell because of the way people talk. But he comes out and he says, whatever happens in this big wide AO ain't on us. You gotta hold your own honor, That's one of my favorite quotes of all time. You know, you can't really change what other people are going to do, but you could change what you're going to do. And you got to hold your own honor. And that's something that I always try to live by. You know, I got to hold my own honor. Can't be worrying about what these other motherfuckers do around here. But at the same time, it's always interesting sometimes to just sit back and think about it. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this commentary. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, liked it, whatever, favorite it, like it, subscribe if you're new here. And there will be more videos coming out in the future, more shooting the shit episodes, Minecraft, Battlefield videos, GTA videos, and stuff like that. And until next time, guys, peace.